Welcome to the world after the apocalypse. Through abandoned streets, shrouded in sinister fog, a family wanders. They enter one of the buildings. Without responding to her parents' calls, a little girl named Alice runs up to the second floor. Suddenly her attention is drawn to wheezing sounds coming from behind one of the doors. Before the girl can go in, her parents, Jacob and Leonora, appear. Behind the door they find someone who had clearly passed away voluntarily, and only just now. The streets are full of corpses. After the nuclear catastrophe, global famine began, crops are dying. The family makes camp in the building. It is too dangerous to stay outside at night. Awakened from a troubling dream, Leonora goes to check whether everything is all right with her 10-year-old daughter, and does not find the girl there, which throws the woman into uncontrollable panic. Fortunately, it turns out to be only a nightmare. Alice is in her place. She cannot sleep because she hears monsters scratching nearby. Leonora explains to her daughter that it is only her imagination. Sometimes it is useful to look fear in the face. Suddenly there are knocks on the door and a man's voice, begging for help. The woman clutches her daughter tightly, just so she will not hear it. When the girl falls asleep, the spouse is whispering in the dark, while outside the cries and dying moans do not cease. Jacob cannot bear it anymore. In this world there is nothing left worth fighting for. Leonora reminds her husband that they still have each other. They must not give up. Once the woman had been a theater actress, but that is long in the past. In the morning the family has breakfast with the remains of canned food, when suddenly a voice outside calls everyone to attend a performance by Matthias Winterberg, where each guest will be treated to dinner. Today and today only, there will be 2 shows. Leonora approaches the ticketer and asks if it is true. He says that a distraction would do them all good. The woman wonders where the food could possibly come from. The man replies that Matthias is a kind person and wants to help. Leonora buys 3 tickets. Jacob finds it all suspicious, because his stages plays in times like these. But his wife insists that they must go, especially since they have nothing left to lose. Perhaps it will bring a smile back to Alice's face? Even if only for one evening. In the end Jacob gives in, and together with dozens of others they head to the hotel, where the exclusive performance of Matthias Winterberg will take place. At the entrance the ticketer, Arnold, stops the couple, saying that children are not allowed. At that moment Matthias Winterberg himself appears and declares that he is ready to make exceptions. After all, in their time children see horrors far worse than anything a play could show. He welcomes all the guests. Inside it is bright and beautiful, a stark contrast to the bleak world outside. The tables are overflowing with food, and the waiters continue to bring more and more dishes. After starving for long months, the family throws themselves at the food, just like everyone else here. It is hard to believe it is real. They share a table with another family, Lars, Catherine and their daughter Susanna. Leonora is surprised that Susanna was allowed in. Was an exception made for her as well? Catherine seems not to understand what is meant. At that moment the main lights fade, only candle flames scatter the darkness. Matthias steps onto the stage, reflecting aloud on what in such times separates humans from animals. Survival is not enough, we need feelings. On this note Matthias declares that this play is not being performed on stage. There is no hall, no rows, no intermission. The hotel itself is their stage. Matthias emphasizes that everything that happens here tonight is the play. It is all make-believe. Masks are handed out to all spectators, the only thing that will distinguish them from the actors. Matthias advises the audience to forget the outside world entirely and immerse themselves in this unique experience. The performance begins. The spectators watch intently as the actors perform right there in the hall, among the tables. After the first act the spectators are given a choice, to follow David or to follow Rockel. At the same time the performance continues, the audience is literally immersed in the play. In every room they pass, something is happening, yet the scenes seem unrelated. The family watches as Rockel and Matthias perform a dramatic dialogue. Alice feels uneasy about it, but her parents assure her that none of it is real. Yet as the play goes on, the girl becomes more and more frightened. She and her parents take off their masks. They repeat again that it is only the actors playing. This encourages Alice, and the family sets out to find Rockel, once more wearing their masks. Jacob notices that everyone has disappeared somewhere. Leonora suggests that all the others are following the actors, just as they are. The girl runs up to the 5th floor, wishing to find Rockel first. Her parents rush after her, Jacob especially worried. Catching his daughter, he tells her never to do such a thing again, never to run away. Leonora urges her husband to ease up, after all they are here to have a good time. Where else can Alice feel carefree? While the couple is talking, the girl vanishes. Terrified, the parents begin searching the entire floor and calling her name. From one of the rooms cries are heard. Jacob breaks down the door but inside it is empty. From the beginning he had sensed that something was wrong. Something sinister is clearly happening here. The couple runs into Catherine, who has lost Lars and Susanna. According to her, they had just been here and suddenly disappeared. Leonora remembers that Alice had been looking for Rockel's room. That means they need to go there, one floor down. There they notice that the windows are barred. Suddenly Catherine screams, and she too disappears. Neither Jacob nor Leonora even has time to understand how it happened. Seeing a painting on the wall depicting the head of a lamb, the woman comes closer and examines it. Suddenly the lamb's eye winks, and Leonora recoils in horror. Jacob thinks his wife has simply imagined it. On the floor they find Catherine's earring. Between the floors the couple runs into a young man, who looking frightened asks whether they are actors or spectators. In any case they cannot prove it, since they have thrown away their masks. The couple enters a dressing room and begs a hotel worker Hans to help. But trembling he says that he cannot do it, he is not allowed. No one will leave this place alive. After these words the man inflicts a fatal wound upon himself. Leonora is on the verge of hysteria. Jacob calms her, saying that the most important thing for them now is to find their daughter. At that moment Rockel comes out of one of the rooms and declares that the meeting is in the ballroom. Then she turns to Hans, telling him that he no longer needs to pretend. Further down the corridor the couple finds Alice's toy rabbit. Just then they are distracted by sobbing nearby. It is Lars who has lost Catherine and Susanna. He is in despair, not knowing where his family is. Jacob looks around, everywhere costumes are piled up, or perhaps just clothing. Sensing something amiss, the man tastes the bloodstain on the toy rabbit and realizes that it is not real. This gives them all hope. Maybe it is part of the play? But then why have the girls disappeared? Rockel had mentioned the ballroom, so they all head there. Before them unfolds a strange scene. Under the direction of Matthias, people in butchers' uniforms push carts loaded with clothes. Leonora wonders how to tell whether it is a performance or not. The woman follows one of the butchers and sees him walk straight into a wall. Jacob and Lars remove the painting from the wall, but there is no hidden passage behind it. Perhaps Leonora has suffered a nervous breakdown from the loss of her daughter. They quietly make their way into the kitchen, and then lower into the basement where clothes and shoes are stored, possibly belonging to the spectators. Feeling the heat intensify, they continue moving forward and find furnaces where all these clothes are being burned. But why? Jacob begins to blame his wife for everything, saying that if not for her, still living in a world of fantasies, they would not be here. At that moment Hans takes Jacob hostage. To buy his wife some time, he shouts at her to run and engages in a fight with the actor. The woman manages to escape through the kitchen lift and hide in a wardrobe in one of the rooms, while Hans, having apparently dealt with Jacob, pursues her. From her hiding place Leonora sees newspaper clippings on the wall, telling that the daughter of a famous director had died in a fire, and that the father bought that hotel. Suddenly Rockel's voice calls out to Hans, urging him to come to the ballroom with the others. The second performance is about to begin. In an envelope to Matthias from Rockel, Leonora finds his photograph with a girl strikingly similar to Alice. Meanwhile in the ballroom Matthias instructs the actors, saying that they must create a character so intriguing for the spectators that they will follow. If the spectators understand everything too quickly, they may be able to overcome them. Matthias also asks Rockel to act with more emotion. She in turn tells the director that he wants to bring back his wife, but she will never be able to replace her, no matter how hard she tries. Matthias reminds the woman what he has done for her. And if she does not perform well enough, she will be sent back to where he picked her up. Rockel begs for forgiveness and promises the director that she will be whoever he wants her to be. Catherine enters the hall and says that she fell into a tunnel because someone had pressed the release. She has lost her earring. Eavesdropping, Leonora realizes with horror that Catherine is one of the actors. The woman follows Catherine and Rockel, but she is disoriented by the voice of her daughter, echoing everywhere at once. Regaining self-control, she continues the pursuit and sees Catherine telling a butcher that she wants her earring back. But the man objects, reminding her of Matthias's rule: actors are forbidden from entering the tunnels. When Leonora approaches that very painting of the lamb's head and touches it, she too falls into the tunnels. Here butchers constantly move back and forth, and every time someone passes by, Leonora quickly hides. This leads her to the lower level of the kitchen, where the main dishes are being prepared, and the principal ingredient, the spectators of the play. Lars comes up behind Leonora and knocks her out. Some time later she regains consciousness, bound in the kitchen. Matthias gives her a choice: to join them, for she is a good actress, or to share the fate of the other spectators. The woman begs to be let go, to go home, and asks whether the actors know what they are eating. He counters with a question: what is she willing to do in order to survive? Even if they let her go home, she will die of hunger. Leonora declares that she will never become a part of it. She has made her choice. Matthias promises Lars, who is one of the butchers, that he will be given the best hotel room for his family if he performs his work well. The director also expresses regret that he has taken Leonora's daughter. She screams that they are all monsters. But Matthias objects, they are not monsters but merely survivors. When the director leaves, Jacob enters, alive and unharmed. He tries to persuade his wife, saying that Matthias is right. Outside the hotel nothing awaits them. They will starve to death, like all people on Earth. But if they join Matthias, they will have a chance. The woman refuses to believe that her husband is serious. She begs him not to do it, promising that they will surely find a way out. To gain trust, Jacob takes a knife from Lars. Leonora in despair begs him to stop, when suddenly Jacob wounds the butcher and frees her. But Lars quickly recovers and neutralizes the man, after which he begins the hunt for Leonora. Yet the woman manages to take his life. Nothing can be done for Jacob now, and he dies right in his wife's arms. Leonora still has hope that Alice is alive, and now nothing else matters anymore. New spectators arrive. Matthias explains the rules, offering an exciting adventure that will show what separates humans from animals. Yet he assures everyone that it is only a game. Wearing a mask full of determination, Leonora wanders through the hotel among the other spectators. No one and nothing frightens her anymore. Suddenly Hans attacks her, and the mask falls from her face. Seeing a butcher approaching, the woman quickly puts the mask onto Hans's face and, pretending to be an actress, cries for help. The butcher takes Hans's life and drags him away. Then Leonora appears before Matthias and demands an answer. Where is Alice? He immediately realizes that something bad has happened to Lars. The woman reveals to the other spectators that this is not a play, and that he is not a director. In truth, it is a hunt. Matthias laughs and applauds, but the balance of power shifts when Leonora demonstrates her stunning acting, and all the spectators begin to follow her. She leads them into the tunnel and shows all the horrors taking place in the lower levels of the kitchen. After this, the spectators, being the majority, rise in revolt. Yet not all the actors had known what was truly happening. Catherine, for instance, had been convinced that they were merely stealing and selling the spectators' valuables. Despite everything, Matthias still refuses to answer where Alice is. At that moment, Rockel comes up to him and deals him a fatal wound. Leonora asks why he took Alice. The man replies that the girl looked incredibly like his daughter. Now Leonora too is alone. Everyone disperses, and the woman is left crying in the empty hall. When she hears her daughter's voice and sees the girl descending the staircase, she thinks it is a mirage. But it quickly becomes clear that it is real. Thus mother and daughter are reunited. Now they are only the two of them, without Jacob. In the final scene we see them leaving the Hotel of Horrors and walking through the ruined streets, shrouded in fog. Perhaps they should never have left?